Well, a hearty good evening. We took a little bit of a break, but we decided we'd just come back and stay a while with you. It is time once again for the Champion Brothers ChampCast, Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's talk some Southern Gospel.
yes, we've got special guest in the other room, the McGuire sisters. So if you hear the background noise, the McGuire sisters are in there talking. I'll let y'all figure that. No, I just played it. My wife Molly, whose maiden name is McGuire, is talking to her sister Jennifer Robertson, who is named McGuire. So they're just having a big old time in there. So anyway,
I can
so
imagine.
the Champion brothers are in this room, and the McGuire sisters are in the other room. So
Okay.
just wanted to go ahead and explain that to you right off the bat. But look, right over there is Neal.
Yeah, is that Chris over there? I think it
Yes,
is.
I
Look at that.
practiced on that a little bit earlier today.
Did
So
you? Okay. I forget from time to time, especially when we skip 3 or 4 weeks.
yes. And we have had a lot going on. We had a singing back in March on the 19th with the Dixie Echoes, and it was a wonderful evening. And if you didn't get to come, then you missed a big one. But you got some more opportunities to come a little bit later this year for two more singings. More on that in just a minute. And
Yep.
I hope everybody had a big Easter and a good Easter. And we got to sing together a couple of times with faithful friends over the last few weeks. Sung at a good tent revival last night at Kennedy. I was driving home last night, Neil. Did we ever sing in a tent revival with the Bible Boys?
We did some, outdoor events for sure and outdoor meetings, but I don't think we ever did a tent. I don't think so. I think that
Yeah,
was our
if we
first one.
did, I didn't remember it, but I was thinking
Yeah, I
that
don't
may have
think
been the
so.
first time I ever sung under a tent at a camp
Yeah,
meeting like that.
think
But we
so.
had a great time, great crowd, saw a lot of home folks, and enjoyed it a whole lot. And thank you to the folks that invited us there to sing last night. And when
Yeah.
we're talking about we sang, you've been filling Johnny's role for Faithful Friends. And
Hmm.
just to bring everybody up to date on that, Johnny had some pretty serious neck surgery yesterday. And I checked in with his wife, Carol, when I was on my way to Kennedy yesterday, and he had just gotten back to the room. So he was still on the happy medication. Was joking around with the nurses, she said. But then I got a text from Johnny today that said that they had surgery had went well and they were addressing some other issues. So, hey, you got bright all of a sudden.
I'm
You got
sorry. Go
real
ahead and talk
bright all of
about
a
Johnny.
sudden.
Go ahead and talk about Johnny.
But in the meantime, I've been blessed to get to sing with my brother Neal, who's right over there. See, I told you I've been practicing.
Yeah, you have had you. That was quick.
And so we had a big time there. We sung at Belk at the community center last Thursday night, a week ago tonight,
Hmm.
and had a good crowd, and good singing there too. So it's always good to see and hear all the home folks. We got to sing close around home here the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah, it's been fun. Been good.
right quick off the bat, let's just say hey to some folks right quick. Mal Mallory says, good evening, brothers. And Megan Edgeworth says, good evening. And Jason Porter says, hello, all. Good to see y'all here with us tonight. Appreciate you so much. And as we
Yep.
always do, we invite you to like or share and comment. Let us know that you're watching. I see that Brenda St. Pierre is watching too. Neil and I remember as Brenda Shepherd, and Joel
Right.
Bobo just checked in too. Good to see you, Joel. Thank you
Yep.
for joining us tonight. Neil, you sent me some stuff earlier that you wanted to do tonight. Tell me which direction you want to, or do we need to plug the July singing first? I don't know.
Yeah, let's tell them about July 1st. Yeah,
I'm out of
definitely
practice
thank
too.
all the people that came in March and that supported the singing there with the Dixie Echoes. A great time we had. But yeah, we're lining up now and getting ready for another one in July. July the 29th, as the flyer you see shows there. We're going to be bringing the tribute quartet to Fayette, Alabama, to the Fayette Civic Center. Now, for people that are, lifelong fans of Southern gospel music, and maybe don't stay as current as others, you may not, know the tribute quartet.
Here,
But
let me show you a
anybody
bigger
that's,
picture of them. There you
yeah,
go.
there you go. Anybody that is, keeps up with current Southern gospel music knows that they're one of the top quartets right now in the country, traveling around the country, just, award winning and just, boy, they will just bless your heart. I guarantee you that. I promise you, you will laugh. I don't know. We'll have to check your check for your pulse if you don't laugh when you see tribute quartet at some time. But I'm thrilled that we, I never really dreamed that we'd be able to bring them, just to be totally honest. But yeah, it was worked out. And so the Lord must want people in Fayette, Alabama to come and see and hear and experience his gospel delivered the way the tribute quartet delivers it. So 6 p.m. we'll start just like we do all of them. Faithful Friends will sing a few, Chosen Witch will sing a few, and then we'll get right to the tribute quartet. As always, it doesn't cost you a dime to get in the door. Now, there's definitely expenses associated with these events, and we definitely have to meet those expenses. And so we definitely ask that those that can give, do give when we give that opportunity that night, when we have the offering, because there is expense to be made. That has to be made. And, we're blessed to have 4 to come together to make sure that is met. But as you know, with many helping, it's a lot smaller per individual if you get what I mean. So if you come and you can give, please give. Don't not come because you just can't give. That's the ones we definitely want to come on anyway and be a part of this. You'll be blessed for sure.
So go ahead and mark that on your calendar right now, July 29th. We'd love to see you in Fayette at the Civic Center. Right quick before we dive in, let's say hey to some more folks. Judy Armstrong says, glad to see you back. Judy, you need to thank you, but there's a whole lot of other stuff to watch besides us, but we appreciate it just the same.
Right.
My classmate, Melanie Jolly, is chiming in saying, hey, y'all, good to hear that. And Rodney Holman says he likes him some tribute quartet. They're doing their homecoming, Zion's Way Quartet, in August. So we'll warm them up for you, Rodney, and then we'll send them on to you.
Yeah, you'll have to remind us, and we'll definitely announce that night when they can see them in August. So yeah,
absolutely. So anyway, I looked at it for a second, and I just kept thinking, okay, MQS, what? Oh, and then the light went on. But the Memphis Quartet show is coming up in June, and they are doing, well, you just tell it. You the one that put this together. You tell it.
Yeah, that's an event that I've been, Loretta and I've been blessed to be able to go and take part from the seats, from the listening place in the auditorium, and enjoy the gospel music by all the quartets there in Memphis every year, the Memphis Quartet Show. This is the 10th, the 10th one, the 10th anniversary of the Memphis Quartet Show, held in the same location, same spot as the original National Quartet Convention when it was started there in Memphis. Different building now, but the building that it's held in now, built in the same spot as the original National Quartet Convention. And so, as you said, that they had a thing where they were going to put together what I call a scrap iron quartet, but in this case, it's shiny, polished chrome. I'm talking about it's an all-star quartet, and they asked the fans to vote. Who would you like to see as a quartet perform that night? Individuals that don't sing together. Pick a tenor, a lead, a baritone, and a bass, and they tallied up all those votes, and they came up with this group right here that's going to perform at the Memphis Quartet Show this year, 2023. It's in June. I need to get the flyer, and we'll start showing it between now and then. But it's the week after Father's Day. I remember that Father's Day on Sunday, and then Quartet Show starts on Wednesday of the next week. But this is going to be the all-star quartet. Mr. John Rulepaw there on the left is going to be singing the tenor. Many years with the Dove Brothers Quartet, and sung with others. Scotty
Inman.
Inman.
Now with the Inspirationals.
The Inspirationals, that's right, out of Texas.
Yeah.
Scotty Inman from Triumph Quartet is going to be the lead singer. Randy Shellnut Jr., Scoot himself, is going to fill that baritone spot like none other can. And then Mr. Wyatt Austin from the Inspirations is going to be singing bass. So those 4 guys are going to come together. I believe Stuart Varnado is going to be playing the piano with them, if I understand right. And they're going to come together and, learn some songs and do a set that night at the Quartet Show. And they posted on social media. They said, y'all help us out. What songs would you like to hear? What, classic quartet kinds of songs would you like for this group to sing? And so I took my shot at it. I thought, I thought about it a little bit and just what are some of the, to me, that are classics, favorites that maybe you don't hear as often, don't hear as much. And so I sent them a list. And I was thinking about us starting back the live streams, and I thought, hey, let me just let everybody know what my list was, and let's do it by playing those songs. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I put together 6 songs. They said 5 or 6. I gave them 6.
Yeah.
And I want us to share those songs tonight. Some of them by the, by the original artist or the ones that we really remember. And then there's some other twists thrown in here. But let's just start, I guess, from the top of my list that I sent you, Chris, if that's okay.
Well,
a song that I remember the Cathedral Quartet doing. I always thought of the title as For My Labor Will Be O'er. I looked, the actual recording had My Labor Will Be O'er as the title.
Yeah.
But to me, this was just always a classic Southern gospel quartet song. 4-part harmony, had the different parts here and there. And I think that would be a great one for them to do that night. So, yeah, let's hear the Cathedrals from about 1980, or maybe late, not a lot 70s, 80, maybe about 84, I believe. A Better
One
in
of us will
Person.
look it up while we're playing it, probably. So.
Yeah, it was. It was the Better in Person project, I remember. But the Cathedral Quartet, For My Labor Will Be O'er.
Well, let's listen to it.
I'm redeemed and walking with Christ my Lord, happy as I travel along, and my burden's lighter as I press on to the land of joy and song. I denounce old Satan and all his charm, giving up my pleasures on earth. I will tell the story all the way to glory of my Savior and my new birth.
I will go, dear Lord, where the workers are needed most today. I will sing, and pray, try to win the fight for the Lord and right. I will be at work when the trumpet of God shall sound that day. That will be a happy day, for my labor will be o'er.
I will be delighted to see my Lord when he comes from glory that day. For I'm always ready and not afraid, with my Lord I'll soar away. I can count my blessings as I go home, while the crown of glory I'll wear. Free from all my trouble I shall live forever, all the heavenly joys to share.
I will go, dear Lord, where the workers are needed most today. I will sing, and pray, try to win the fight for the Lord and right. I will be at work when the trumpet of God shall sound that day. That will be a happy day, for my labor will be o'er. I will go, dear Lord, where the workers are needed most today. I will sing, and pray,
try to win the fight for the Lord and right.
I will be at work when the trumpet of God shall sound that day.
That will be a happy day, for my labor will be truly o'er.
There you go, the Cathedrals, and My Labor Will Be O'er from 1980. I told you we'd look it up. You looked it up, and I did too. And
There you go.
1980. That's good.
That was
stuff
good.
right
That's
there.
one of them that I had it on cassette, and I just wore that cassette out, rewinding and rewinding and rewinding. And, I just got to where I could stop it right at the start of that song. I knew how long to rewind.
Yep.
Some of y'all don't have any idea what I'm talking about if there's any young folks listening. But
Oh yes, that's like I was listening to Chattanooga Live, which we'll hear from a little bit later, and remembering when we listened to the 8-track and where it would cut and change to the next track.
right.
And I was like, wait a minute, that just flowed right through there. Oh yeah, okay, that's in an 8-track. So
Yeah.
hey, let's say hey to some more folks. Miss Kay Robertson checking in, and Lori Rosinski and Terry Flippo. Glad to hear from all of y'all tonight. I'm glad you checked in with us. Let me see here. Let me go back Rodney sent us a flyer about their homecoming that we were just talking about
Oh, okay.
with Zion's Way Quartet. So let's
Yeah.
put that up there.
Okay.
This is a little bit sooner. This is coming up April 29th. The Kingsmen and Friends, presented by the Moundville Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary at Moundville Baptist Church. Starts at 6 o'clock, and the Shannon Knight's going to be there, along with Zion's Way and the Legacy Quartet and the Kingsmen, and will be there as well. So tickets and sponsorships are available. There's the information there on the screen. All the proceeds will benefit the Moundville Volunteer Fire Department Auxiliary Fund. So y'all get down there to Moundville and see the Kingsmen and Friends. And so glad to get that on. Rodney, if you'll send me, if you got something on your homecoming, we'll put that on here a little later on too. So there you go.
There we go.
And he said, thanks, my friend. Yes, sir. Glad to do it. We're a public service.
Get the word out about the gospel music, no doubt.
Absolutely. Well, what's next on your list of all-star quartet songs?
Yeah, and these are in no particular order, but another one that I thought of was, I thought of, one or two slower songs, most of them kind of upbeat, but this is one that I thought about that to me is a classic song, originally done by the Hensons. But I particularly like to hear our dad sing this song. He sung it a lot, and he sung the fire out of it many a night. I don't know that the recording really captured what we got to hear live in some of those church services, but I wanted to just let Dad sing this one for everybody tonight. But I would love to hear that quartet in Memphis sing it that night, but I could still go free.
Lock me up in a prison and throw away the key. Take away the vision from these eyes that now can see. Deprive me of the food I eat, and even bind my hands and feet. But as long as I know Jesus, I can still go free.
That I could still go free. What kind of man would reach down his hand and do this for me? Oh, unworthy to live and not fit to kill, but then a man on the cross put me in his will and said that I could still go free.
I never could quite understand why a king would want to be his throne, to don the robe of an earthly man, feel the pain of flesh and bone, then to lay unworthy to live and not fit to kill. Then a man on the cross put me in his will and said that I could still go free. That man on the cross put me in his will. He said that I could still go free. I could still go free.
There's you some Bama Boys music, and that I could still go free here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Glad to have you tuned in tonight. And after taking a break, we're back for a little while anyway. And yeah, good stuff. And I thought one time that you might place that video in there. You sent me a video that you had found and put up, didn't you? With Dad singing that song, or
Oh,
audio file
yeah.
or something. I don't remember.
it was a video, yeah, but I didn't think about putting it up there. We might share it another time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. And speaking of video and the show and all that kind of stuff, and you've put up a new place that folks can watch us or go back and see all of our previous broadcasts from this year and last year on YouTube. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I made I guess you would say, our official YouTube channel for the Champion Brothers ChampCast. And I've also registered a URL so you can get to it by going to championbrothers.com.
Wow.
If you go championbrothers.com, it'll redirect you to that YouTube channel, which there's another URL. You get there by going to youtube.com/Champion Brothers Neal and Chris, I think. But this is a lot easier to remember. Championbrothers.com will take you right to that channel. And yeah, we've pretty much put all the first season, which was last year, and all of this season so far on there. And then we're going to be streaming to there. I can just imagine that we might eventually just totally stream it there. Still put links on all these other places on Facebook pages and all that, so you still get to it. But that might be the primary place where we stream it. But if you wanted to go back and suffer through some of those past things, you didn't get to hear them or whatever, they're all out there. So it's recorded, and yeah, you can hold us liable for whatever we said on any of them, because they're all out there. But yeah, championbrothers.com. That's the place we'll call it our official place of the live stream. So if you go there, go ahead and go and click the little bell. That'll let you subscribe to it, and it'll notify you each time we're going to go live. And so yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring it together and have a central spot for that. So that was the idea there, and register the domain, so that would be an easy way to get to that channel, down inside of YouTube. So
yeah,
championbrothers.com will take you right to it.
Sounds good.
Thinking about that.
Go ahead.
That last song about our dad singing it, and that I got to thinking about last night, and at that tent revival, we were singing right there. It was set up right there close to Kennedy Baptist Church, and you called on me to sing a song that our dad sang with the Colombian Quartet, "Wasted Years." How I love to hear Daddy sing that one. And while we were singing it, even it hit me that we were singing with a piano track that was recorded live when we did some of those old songs one time. Me and you and Scott Bolden, brother cousin Scott, and Randy Pington got together to do some Bama Boys and Colombian songs right there at Kennedy Baptist Church.
Was that the first time that we had done that? Because I was
yes.
looking back through a bunch of pictures, and I finally found it. It was 2014. I think that's right. Or no, wait a minute. Yeah, I think that's right. I'm not sure, but anyway, it was a long
day
time
or two ago.
It was like 15 years ago or so.
Right. That was the first time that us four got together and did that. And that's where that soundtrack that we used at the tent revival last night was recorded. It was Mark Jones playing that song that night. And that's why I don't even know if people notice. There's one place where you can hear a little bit of applause because I introduced Mark in during the turnaround. I said, "Yeah, and helping us on piano tonight. Also played with the Colombian, Mark Jones." And that's when you hear the clapping. They were clapping for Mark.
You're the math guy. I shouldn't have even tried. It was 2008.
2008. Oh my goodness, that was.
But I remember because I was looking and I found some pictures that we had taken because we got together and practiced on Mom's birthday on March 1st. And I don't remember what day of the week that was, maybe a Friday or something. And then we did that, I think, on a Sunday night or a Saturday night. I don't remember. But I found it, and it was in 2008 because there's one picture of me holding Eli.
Oh, wow.
I may have to go and see if I can find that picture now that we're talking about that. But
anyway. Yeah, that's a long way around just to share a memory I had last night that kind of ties back to our dad and that church right where we were singing outside that last night.
And I had told, I can't remember if it was Jordan or Janet or somebody that I saw that goes to Kennedy Baptist last night that I had thought about, saying something about that, but then it just, when we got to it, I was like, oh, well, no, that's probably not the right reason to drop it in. But yes, it was on my mind too. I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, let me see here. Let me see if I can get some pictures here in just a second. Well, I don't know if it'll be right this second, but
that'll be
we'll
fun.
Get it here in a second. I'm just downloading some, so I'll finish that while we're playing the next song. But what did you have?
Okay.
What was the next one that you had?
Just say the next one that I thought of was another one of those, to me, classic quartet songs. And one of my favorite recordings was, of course, by none other than the Cathedral Quartet. You see a pattern here like that first one?
Oh, yes.
They recorded this on the Distinctively album, 1984. Great quartet song. He's a Personal Savior.
And if I can get back to it, because I was trying to work on pictures at the same time, I'll just play it for you. How about right now? He's a Personal Savior from the Cathedrals.
You've heard about a place called heaven up in the blue. I'm glad that all my sins forgiven. I'm telling you, I'd like to see you get this feeling you can receive. God's ready now to give you this feeling if you believe. He's a personal Savior. He's mine, I know. Yes, he's mine, I know. I love him so. He did my soul. Yes, he did my soul. A personal favor. That's why I tell it out wherever I may go. When I am blue and feeling oh so low down, he'll take me through. He'll take me through. Oh, Satan can't get me down. And from the past that is mine, I'll never waver. For he's a friend. He's a friend. He's a friend. He's a personal friend. The spirit when God's around. Some people seem to get so near it, then turn him down. Judgment, you're gonna see the Savior that you passed by. Think how you're gonna feel that morning when others cry. He's a personal Savior. He's mine, I know. Yes, he's mine, I know. I love him so. He did my soul. Yes, he did my soul. A personal favor. That's why I tell it out wherever I may go. When I am blue and feeling oh so low down, he'll take me through. He'll take me through. Satan can't get me down. And from the path that is mine, I'll never more waver. For he's a friend. He's a friend. He's a friend. He's a personal friend. When I am blue and feeling oh so low down, he'll take me through. He'll take me
there's some good Cathedrals music, and he's a personal savior here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And we're talking about Neal's picks for the Memphis Quartet Show All-Star Quartet to sing. So that'd be some good stuff. And we're also reminding you about a big singing coming up in July. You got plenty of time to go ahead and put that on your calendar, block everything out. Saturday, July 29th at the Fayette Civic Center in Fayette, Alabama, with the Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends and our special guest, the Tribute Quartet. So that'll be a good night, and hopefully y'all put that on your calendar and come see us. Hang on just a second.
I plan on having a blast that night, no doubt.
I was doing some road hog here off of the microphone. Hey, y'all, keep them kids down. I ask you to put the there. Okay, all right.
Oh, my goodness. You just never know.
McGuire's sister's getting wound up again. Hey, look at here.
Man.
Gary Castos, and it says he's looking forward to it. So,
hey, Gary, yeah, with Tribute Quartet, we're saying good things.
I'm a little bit nervous now that you ain't got nothing better to do than watch two old champion boys. But anyway, we're glad you're here or passed by or whatever it is. Virgil Merritt says, "Hey, champs, good to hear from y'all too."
Virgil.
My buddy Shane Watkins says he'd love to hear us sing one of these. That old Southern gospel, "Prayer is the key to heaven."
You sing it just like Jake.
So yeah,
you can do it just like Jake.
I don't know about that, but anyway, we were talking about the Kennedy Baptist thing that we had done 15 years ago, which just blows my mind. It doesn't seem possible, but I did go and find some of those pictures from when we were practicing on that night at Kennedy Baptist right there with Neal and Scott and me and Avon rushing. And then Avon decided to take a seat, and old Cut and Rand got up there and sung with us a little bit too. And then we had special guest Eli Champion. I can't hold him like that no more.
No, I wouldn't think so.
And like we say, we practiced that night. It was on March the 1st, and it was Mom's birthday. And we brought her.
Look at there. Hey, Mama, she's watching tonight too.
Yeah, she's upstairs watching.
And she hates her picture to be taken or shown.
Yes.
Oh, well. Yeah, there was every bit of 100 pounds more of Neal standing over there.
Yes, I noticed that. And our brother Michael Brock, I saw him the other day, and I was telling you about it, and he couldn't get over the fact that he had seen us do one of these shows, and he's like, "Neal, where'd all that weight go?" I said, "Well, for the first time in our lives, I'm bigger than he is." And so he lost it, and I found it apparently. But hey to Michael Brock. I don't know if he's had a chance to tune in tonight or not. He said he had been dropping me in some, and I told Neal the other day, we need to get Michael on here one night. Talking about reliving some memories from the days in Millport, but that'd be some good stuff. But,
it would.
Y'all can find him on Facebook with his church. He's preaching now, and the name of his church just left my mind. I was trying to think
New
about
Grove,
it.
I believe.
Yeah, New Grove Missionary Baptist Church. So y'all look for Michael Kennedy on there. He can bring it, buddy. Doesn't give me anything but Jesus. So
I blocked many a yard for him. He was full back, and I was the right or left side of the line, and so he'll want me to get that weight back if he's back on the football field. But anyway.
Well, let's see here. You got 3 more songs of the 6 you sung that you sent them that you wanted them to do?
Yeah,
the Memphis Quartet Show.
That's
one of my favorites. It's coming up. So
this quartet here is who we're talking about at the Memphis Quartet Show this year. This is going to be the All-Star Quartet. John Rulapal on the tenor, Scotty Inman on lead, Scoot Shellnut, Randy Shellnut Jr. on the baritone, and Wyatt Austin singing bass. And they just put out there and asked, said, "Hey, what would you like to hear? What kind of some classic songs?" And I just thumped me up a list and put it out there. And what are the odds that they'll sing even one of the ones I suggested? But that's all right. I still put it out there, and I still like them. And I thought, hey, let's just share them. I'll just, I'm throwing back the veil, letting y'all see exactly the songs that I suggested they sing. So,
there you go.
That's right. But this next one from one of the all-time classic Southern Gospel albums, definitely live Southern Gospel albums, and just Southern Gospel albums, period. Kingsman Quartet recorded in the late 70s, Chattanooga Live. And another one of them absolute perfect quartet songs in my book called "When They Call My Name."
some morning soon. I'm gonna take to the air, I'm gonna leave this world of sorrow and care. I'll hear those welcome bells all ringing, oh, but I'll be winging when they call my name. Some of these mornings they'll be calling my name, calling me yonder to the heavenly plain. When I see them swinging around those pearly gates, I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate. Then I'll be flying just like a bird in the sky, leaving this world and I'll be saying goodbye. And there's nothing to lose and everything to gain when they call my name. Come on, Ernie.
Some of these mornings they'll be calling my name, calling me yonder to the heavenly place. When I see them swinging round those pearly gates, I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate. Flying up high just like a bird in the sky, leaving this world, yes, I'll be saying goodbye. Nothing to lose and everything to gain when they call my name. I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate.
I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate.
When they call my
Some mornings they'll be calling my name, calling me yonder to the heavenly plain. When I see them swinging wide those pearly gates, I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate. Then I'll be flying high just like a bird in the sky, leaving this world and I'll be saying goodbye. And there is nothing to lose and everything to gain when they call my name.
Some of these mornings they'll be calling my name, calling me on to the heavenly plain. When I see them swinging round those pearly gates, I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate. Flying up high just like a bird in the sky, leaving this world, yes, I'll be saying goodbye. Nothing to lose and everything to gain when they call my name. I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate.
I'll be ready, I won't have to hesitate.
When they call my
Yes, sir. The Kingsman Quartet off the Chattanooga Live album, and When They Call My Name, here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And I tell you what, I was looking at that album cover, and let me get over here where I can see it a little bit better. But left or right, you got Jim Hamill. This was when they were singing Old Ship of Zion, is when this picture was taken, the one on the top.
Yeah.
Jim Hamill, you got Little Ernie Phillips, which Derek Frericks joined us in Little Ernie. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that little trio right there, it's either Greg Fox or I'm not 100% sure, but it may be the little short, light-headed guy in this picture, third from the right. That's always tickled me that we had a similar kind of color suit on, and that you can't really see your face, but the hair's parted right in the middle and all that. But anyway, and then Smiling Jim McCauley, who was the bass player, then Squire Parsons, and then Gary Beaver Dillard, and then Eldridge Fox, and then Nick Bruno, and then Ray Dean Reese on the far right there. But that's I've said it before, and I'll say it again. That's the album that introduced me to Southern gospel music. And I said something later about listening to it on the 8-track. And on the first pass of that, when they're going into the chorus and Jim says, "Come on, Ernie." Well, that's where it changed from track 1 to track 2, because that was the third song on the album. So, because they opened up with Traveling Home and then did Lovely Name of Jesus and then did When They Call My Name. So, and then they did J. Basil Mole and Mrs. Mole introduced them. I used to know all of that. And he used to take off on Mole. "We're happy tonight to have you at the Mole Singing Convention. Ain't that right, Miss Mole?"
Oh, sure.
Oh, man. And I remember, I think you and I got in a pretty big argument one night when we were talking about that, and I was reciting it. And he he's building, and he's like, the Kingsman Quartet, and we had a discussion. Is he saying "come on" or "hello"? And I never have figured that out.
Yeah, I thought he was
Which
saying,
which one he's singing. So
yeah,
I
saying,
don't know. Let me see. I'm not sure if I've got it right here handy or not, but I may have to go find that and play that for a minute. Let me see. I know I've got it on one place. Hey, this is our show. We can do whatever we want to.
that's right. Yeah, you folks that have watched
This
it a
is the
lot,
only
you know,
thing. This is the
just
only
take our
thing on
time.
our channels right now. So,
Yeah, that's right.
and the Minnesota Twins are beating the New York Yankees 11-1, so that's making me happy too. So that didn't cost you any extra. But I did think about you a minute ago, Neal, because
Yeah.
the line score, the Twins had 11 runs on one hit, and the Yankees had one run on one hit. So
There
you
you
were always
go.
talking about you won singing it.
Them
But
ones show up everywhere.
wait a minute,
They do.
let's see here. Let me unmute this a second. You might want to mute yourself, Neal, while we play this.
We're happy tonight to see this tremendous crowd here at your Mall's 19th anniversary. Ain't that right, Miss Mall?
That's right.
This is your old neighbor, Jay Basil.
And Mrs. Mouse?
And now we have the mighty Kingsman Quartet from Asheville, North Carolina. The Kingsman Quartet. Hello!
So there you go. I mean, y'all. I mean, this ain't conspiracy theory stuff or anything like that. But I never have figured it out in my mind. Is he saying the Kingsman Quartet hello or Kingsman Quartet come on?
I could make it be either one. I always
Yeah.
thought, come on, but I could make it be either one. Yeah. My goodness. My goodness.
So anyway, that didn't cost you any extra. I just felt like sharing. But,
Okay.
the things you think about when you're listening to a Kingsman album
For
going down the road or playing it here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. So
Did y'all know that there's going to be a singing in Fayette, Alabama here in
get out.
July?
Are you kidding me?
There is. I've heard a lot about it. And I hope all of you are hearing a lot about it. And I hope
Yes,
you
sir.
tell a lot of people about it. And I hope you fill that place up that night to hear and see the tribute quartet. I mean, I'm telling you, they're going
Move
to
to
be.
the right a little bit. I can't see but half your face.
Well, you mean like hey, you know, this fancy software, we can do our own layouts now. We might have
Yeah,
to
I
try to
saw
play
that.
with
We
that.
had to-
We might
yeah.
get us a better layout. But anyway, tribute is going to sing the house down. I know that. And I want there to be as many people there as possible to experience that night. July 29th, Saturday night, going to start at 6 p.m. It won't cost you a dime to get in the door. We do ask that if you are able to give, that you do give when you give you the opportunity to offset the expenses of a night like this. But, you know, some of you have been watching us a lot, heard us tell the story, but me and Chris just got to thinking independently about there's sure not as many singings around as there used to be when we were growing up in gospel music in that part of the state. And we kind of independently came to the conclusion, well, let's just have some. And we kind of came together and, hey, you know what? We were both thinking the same thing, and we just took off last year. And we had 3 events there at the Fayette Civic Center. What a beautiful venue to host a gospel singing. It's just the right size. Now, if we can fill it up and outgrow it, we'll just have to solve that problem. We'll go looking for somewhere bigger. But it is a nice theater to have a gospel singing in. And we had 3 last year. Enjoyed the Dixie Echoes. Thoroughly enjoyed the Lefebvre Quartet. Had no idea when we set that up that they were going to be retired and coming off the road as far as full-time travel. But
For 6 months, but now they're back. So
right. Well, I don't know that they're back for full-time travel. That's why I said full-time travel.
That's true. That's true.
But anyway, we had a great night last July with the Lefebvre
Yes, sir.
Quartet. And then we introduced a lot of people in the area to Endless Highway in November. And I didn't hear a bad word spoke about them. I think they definitely won over the people's hearts in our area in November. And so, again, we just said we're going to do it again next year. We're going to have one every 4 months. We're going to have March, July, November. Again, we brought the Dixie Echoes back for another great time in March last month. And we are now looking so forward to July 29th when we're going to have the tribute quartet right there in Fayette, Alabama,
Yes,
at the Fayette Civic Center. And we will have if maybe we twist Gary's arm or whatever, he may can just look Josh real stern in the eye and tell him that he's going to come on here and talk to us one night or something like that. But
And I
Now,
was just
hopefully
fixing to say that
we'll have some of them come on here and talk to us before we get there.
it has been Gary Casto approved because he said he's looking forward to it. So,
There you go.
of
Done.
course,
Stamped.
at mine and Gary's age, we're looking forward to part near anything. So.
Okay. All right.
And back to our discussion about Brother Mull a while ago. This is exactly why I said that. But we had Billy Shaw he said, "Come on." Rodney Holman said, "Could have been fellas," and Derek Frerick said, "Hello." So there you go.
There we go.
We gave you two
don't
possible
know.
answers, and one person answered each, and somebody came up with something altogether different. So that's what we was talking about. So Randall Sutherland says, "Good evening, sirs. Glad to have you with us."
Evening,
Jason
Randall.
Baines coming in with a 2 solid thumbs up. Gary
Not sure.
Casto is still here. He said, "You got it."
Man, I can't believe he has nothing better to do than to listen to us. So, no,
Bless
that's
his
all
heart.
right. That's all right. That's all right. I wonder what two things that Jason was approving. 2 thumbs up. He must approve. Oh, I know what it was. 2 Champion Brothers. He's approving both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get back to those songs I was talking about. And
Yeah,
if
one of my
anybody
favorites coming up.
wonders about this, this is not something that we are. We're not getting rich off of this. We're not trying to monetize this TV program and all that kind of stuff. It's not monetized at all. So that's not why we do this. We do it to promote gospel music, to promote these events we're having, because a lot of people that we grew up around and all like to hear some of the stories of us growing up in gospel music around the area, and just so that we can set aside a block and talk to our brother at least 1 hour every week. So that's the reason we're doing these things. So in case any of you ever wondered, but just sharing some of the best music in all the world. And another song that I thought, as I was thinking about what would I like them to sing, that group. And yes, there is a pattern here, as I've already mentioned. This is another song I can remember the Cathedral Quartet singing. And, there's been a lot of great songs in recent years, but all of these, I went back, 30 plus years as far as the original recordings of these things, the ones I was thinking about. And this is another one that I love to hear the Cathedral Quartet sing. I believe with George Amon Webster that recorded this with them was the writer of this song. Mm-hmm. 2 of the 6 more slow that I could still go free, and then this one that I want to share now was the Then and Now album back in the late 70s, a song called "He Loves Me."
There's just one reason. I am the one. He loves me. He loves me. Jesus loves me. He loves He loves me. Jesus loves me.
When I'm sad, He loves me. Even when I'm bad, He loves me. When it seems no one cares for me,
The Cathedrals and He Loves Me here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Boy, howdy. Doesn't get much better than that now. I'm just here to tell you.
What an assurance that is,
Yep.
that he loves us.
I've been listening to a live version that they recorded of that song. And when George is setting it up, he was like, just some songs. And then he talks about George Amon and calls him Fonz. So that tells you,
Fonz, yeah.
because he looked like Fonzie, and that was when Happy Days was the big popular show in the 70s.
Right.
But,
Right.
good stuff there. The Cathedrals and He Loves Me here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. It's good stuff here tonight. Have we been going an hour yet? Almost. So,
Almost,
I mean, we're not on any
yeah.
kind of time limit or anything, I don't reckon.
Right. Yeah. As it gets closer and closer to July 29th, we're going to be sharing some tribute quartet stories and some tribute music to kind of get y'all warmed up a little bit, get you wanting to come and be a part.
Yeah.
And but yeah, one thought I had while that song was playing too, as a matter of fact, Loretta reminded me, she's I guess she's the executive producer. She oversees and lets me know when I do something bad wrong. So, but she also tells me
when
when
I'm
things are
fixing to tell
good.
you to lean forward in your chair and get closer to your microphone.
Like this?
No,
is that
not
better?
quite that much. Not that much.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean do it closer to the camera like this?
No,
Oh,
we certainly don't want that.
Oh,
Get closer to
okay.
your microphone. We're getting room noise. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
thanks. Now, go ahead with your thought.
Let's see. Did I have a thought?
Loretta's the
Oh, yeah.
executive producer.
She reminded me that we actually, when our dad sang with the Colombian Quartet
Yeah.
back in the day, and Ken Cook, Aaron Russian, and Don Shepard, some of the kids of those men sang some as we called ourselves the Junior Colombians. You remember that? That was our first singing in a group. But Loretta was reminding me that Ray Cook, Ken's son, Karen Rushing at the time, Avon's daughter, and me sang that song, saying He Loves Me.
There were so many different kids of us, we had to switch and swap out.
Right, all kinds of different
combinations.
But yeah, that was basically around the time that album had been released, and that was a brand new song at that time. There in the late 70s, and yeah, I had forgot about the fact that we sang it back then. So, good thoughts, good memories.
So you got one more, and I was gonna. Let me say hey to some more folks right quick.
Do that.
Rex Canterbury checking in tonight. Kim Foster. Glad to see Kim. Good. Hope Ron's doing well. Hadn't heard from him in a while, but know he's got some hip surgery either coming up. I think is it next week? I think maybe. I'm not positive, but I'll check that.
It's right around the corner, I believe.
Keep our pal Ron Foster in your prayers. Appreciate Kim checking in tonight. And Tyler Williams checked in too. He says, hey guys, looking forward to July 29th. We are too, Tyler. And I will
sure.
Be there with us for sure. So
as far as Ron goes, note I had is that his surgery is tomorrow. He's in the morning.
Okay. I knew it was coming up.
Yeah, so he's having hip replacement, so he can get along a lot better than he's been getting along lately.
There you go. But you had this last song on here that you want the All-Star Quartet, and I had to ask you about it because in the description it says live in Auburn, Alabama.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't remember the Bama Boys going to sing in Auburn, Alabama. You're going to have to color in the details on that one.
We did, yeah. Of course, this particular song, I can remember it being recorded and released by the Inspirations and by the Kingsmen back in the day. But it was one that we...
And I think we just temporarily lost Neal there for a second. He kind of froze up on us. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but... maybe we'll have him back here in just a second, or at least I've lost him on my end. I don't know if y'all can do that, but while we're waiting on that to get worked out, Doug Threadgill says you look a lot better on radio. Well, thank you, Doug, and we've got some breaking news here. The sun also rises in the east, so that's quite obvious. All right, Neal, I'm going to try something here and see if I can get you back. I don't know if he's had a temporary internet hiccup is what I was trying to say, but he is just frozen solid there, or was, and then I tried to take him off and put him back on, so I'm not sure if he's going to make it back on here or not. He just dropped out. So maybe he'll be back with us again soon. So you can see a lot wider version of my, as Eli calls it, the study. So, and because of the way we do it, you don't get to see it very much, but right over there, you've got the Payday in Heaven album from the Bama Boys and the Faithful Friends, and got my megaphone over there in case I need to get to shouting, need to shout at somebody or whatever. But anyway, Neal just sent me a text and said their internet went out. So we are at the mercy of the internet when we do these things. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and play that last song. And I still want to know the details because I don't remember singing in Auburn, which Tyler Williams said War Eagle. Well, bless your heart. And, and Jason Bain said he gone. So the Duck Dynasty reference there. But anyway, I wanted to play this last song that Neal had put in there. And as he said, it's the Inspirations did it, the Kingsmen did it, and Neal's back. Yay.
All the time we've been doing this, last year and this year, I believe that's the first time my internet ever went down right in the middle of us doing this. And that's what happened. It just completely dropped.
And I got a little nervous because ours went out here at the house for just a little while. I don't know, between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, I think it was. And I was like, oh man, I don't need it to go down that way. So
Auburn, Alabama.
Yes. Now,
Auburn,
color in the
Alabama.
details.
We, well, going back to Columbian days, James Jones played piano originally for the Columbians.
Right.
Mark Jones' older brother. And of course, Mark later played. Mark played with the Bama Boys. Well, James, the reason he stopped playing for the Columbians was he loaded up, went off to college, and he went off down there to that other school. And I never thought a group called the Bama Boys would ever sing in Auburn, Alabama, but we did. James actually played for a regional group down there. I believe they were called Sounds of the Trumpet, I believe was the name of that quartet. We had them up here one time, and we went down there. And it was at a pavilion at a park is where we sang. I remember that. And, we went down there and did that concert with them. And this is we had a cassette recorder we laid over to the side, and recorded that night. And I just thought it would be fun to share that with people. This is a live recording that's never been shared before. And it's of this song that I would love to hear that Memphis All-Star Quartet sing that not Columbians, my goodness, the Inspirations did, the Kingsmen did, but just share this with y'all 35, 40, many years ago.
Yeah, back in
I was
1970, long ago.
I was playing bass and singing then. You were playing drums and singing then. Our dad,
this is probably around 84 or 5, somewhere along in there then. So.
Yeah, our dad and Avon Russian singing bass, Mark Jones playing the piano on a song called You Don't Have to Wait.
Sometimes there are tears, sometimes there are fears, sometimes you can feel your heart is breaking inside. But I heard Jesus say, I want you always, I want with you and me die. When you're halfway to get to heaven,
From the 1980s, and you don't have to wait here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Good stuff right there now, I'm here to tell you.
Even if we was a part of it.
Yes.
But I think that would be a good complete set if them boys in Memphis would just do them 6 songs right there. Quartet classics, good, slow, spirit-filled songs, and Get Up and Go, featuring bass, featuring tenor. I mean, come on now. Come on, guys. There's your set list right there for Memphis Quartet Show 2023.
He's done all the work, so y'all don't have to.
Exactly. Made it easy for him.
Doug Threadgill chimed in again and says, "You guys sound pretty good for some boys I first met in the cornfield in Kennedy, Alabama." Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We just kept bugging Daddy until he finally took us up there to see Dougie Poo at WHKW. So
that's right. Yep, sure did.
And we'd call him up and request him to play Roadhog, and he would every now and then. So
yep.
The whole 9 minutes of it. So.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well,
we just wanted to come back and kind of recap our March singing and go ahead and start telling you about July, when the tribute quartet is coming to Fayette, Alabama at the Fayette Civic Center, along with Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends. We'd love to see you there. Like I say, just go ahead and put it down on your calendar now, and that way you won't forget about it. But we'll be back. I don't know if we're going to do it back in every week mode yet, but we'll talk about it and work something out anyway. Lindy is right again. And
and right there is how you can get to us, championbrothers.com. That'll put you right to the YouTube channel. That's the the centralized place. This is also going out on several different Facebook account pages and a couple other YouTubes, but championbrothers.com will get you right to the place. It's got all the last season on it and this season, and it'll have the new ones going forward. So yeah, go there. It'll take you to that YouTube channel. Go ahead and click the bell, and it'll tell you every time we're going to go on live. So,
but there's the information one more time tonight about July 29th. The doors will open at 5. Singing starts at 6, and you'll love the tribute quartet. If you haven't seen them, I know that you will enjoy them. If you have seen them before, you will enjoy them again. It's one of the few groups that I have seen, Neal, that just about every time I have seen them, there'll be a few cornerstone or sugar stick songs that they'll sing, but it's not the exact same program every time. I know a lot of times,
right,
groups will get in the rut of doing the same program, all the time, because it's just about different people seeing them every night.
Right.
But
right.
I like it that you never see the same tribute quartet, song list or set list twice in a row, or at least I haven't anyway. So, Gary, you might want to check me on that if you're still hanging out with us. But
yeah, I don't think I have either. The times I've seen them, it's been different every time. Yeah,
and goodness knows you never know what Josh is going to do. So
unpredictable.
We gingers have to stick together. All right. Which I'd got me some reading classes, and Randy Pennington's just swears up and down that I'm trying to look like Josh. I was like, no, I just like the glasses. And so I got them. So I didn't, they're in the other room where I'd put them on and show you, but maybe I'll have those. Maybe I'll save them for the night that Josh is on with us. So
there you go. That'll work. That'll work.
But thank y'all for joining us so much. You got anything else you need to tell?
My mind is clear. Yeah. Got it back out there July 29th. Y'all got it on your calendars. Y'all going to be telling everybody. We're looking forward to it.
And as we always say, we'll see you whenever next time is. We don't know when that's going to be yet, but we will be there. That is for sure. Or we will be here. Or we'll be on championbrothers.com. Go there anyway.
There you
Appreciate y'all. Love you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time.